The dinosaurs are gone. The asteroid has hit. The dust has settled, and for a brief moment, the Earth holds its breath. Every top predator, every massive killing machine that ruled this planet for over 160 million years wiped out in what felt like the blink of an eye in geological time. And nature, which abhors a vacuum, immediately begins searching for a replacement. What fills that enormous, terrifying void at the top of the food chain? You might expect mammals. You might expect some early ancestor of a lion or a wolf, but what actually stepped into that role, what actually dominated the planet as the new apex predator for tens of millions of years, was something you would never, in a million years, expect. It was a bird, not just any bird, a monster. A 6-foot, 10-foot hooked beak, sickle-clawed, 770-pound nightmare of a bird that could outrun a horse and kill with a single downward strike of its skull. We are going to tell you the full, astonishing story of the terror bird, the creature that inherited the Earth when the dinosaurs left. 66 million years ago, the non-avian dinosaurs died. Almost everything died. But here is a fact that most people gloss over. Not all dinosaurs went extinct. Birds are, in the truest scientific sense, living dinosaurs. They are the only surviving branch of the theropod dinosaur family tree. And when the asteroid cleared the stage, some of those surviving bird lineages looked out at a world with no giant predators and began to evolve in a direction that would make your blood run cold. South America, in particular, was a continent that had drifted apart from the rest of the world. It was an island continent, isolated for millions of years. No lions, no warps, no bears. The large mammalian predators that would eventually come to define the rest of the world had not yet arrived here. And into that wide-open ecological space, a group of birds stepped forward. Scientists today call them Phorusrhacidae, but the name the whole world knows them by is far more fitting: terror birds. If you are new here, and this kind of deep, factual, documentary-style storytelling is what you have been looking for, then please hit that subscribe button right now, give this video a like, and drop a comment below telling us what is the most terrifying animal you think ever lived on Earth. Your answers always blow us away. Now let's get back to the story, because it is only getting more incredible from here. The terror birds first appeared in the fossil record roughly 62 million years ago, which means they showed up just a few million years after the dinosaurs vanished. South America was their domain, and they wasted absolutely no time claiming it. According to research published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B, terror birds were not just one creature. They were an entire family of predatory birds, with around 14 confirmed genera and at least 18 known species, ranging wildly in size and strategy. Some were smaller, faster, and more agile, roughly the size of a large eagle or an ostrich, darting after small prey. Others grew to something that defies easy description. The largest known species stood up to 3 meters tall, that is nearly 10 feet, and according to fossil evidence, could weigh as much as 350 kilograms, which is close to 770 pounds. Picture something taller than a basketball hoop, heavier than a grizzly bear, and built entirely for one single purpose: killing. And the way they killed is where this story becomes truly extraordinary. Unlike most large predators, the terror bird did not wrestle its prey to the ground. It did not bite and shake. CT scans of terror bird skulls, studied by researchers at institutions including the National University of Cordoba in Argentina, revealed something remarkable. The skull was built like a battering ram. The bones of the beak were fused tightly together, reinforced for enormous force in a downward direction. The terror bird would strike hard, like an axe coming down. Biomechanical studies suggest the larger species could deliver a blow powerful enough to kill or stun prey instantly. And their hooked beak curved like an eagle's, but on a scale almost no modern bird can match. Roughly 46 centimeters long on the largest individuals was then used to tear flesh directly from the body. But the beak was only part of the story. According to fossil footprint analysis and bone structure studies, the terror bird also carried a sickle claw on its second toe, elevated off the ground to keep it sharp, and used its powerful legs to kick and hold prey down. It was, in every meaningful sense, a bird designed to be a dinosaur. Now here is where the story takes a turn that Rune Facts finds particularly fascinating, because it speaks to something much bigger than just one creature. The reason the terror bird could exist the way it did, for as long as it did, was isolation. South America was an island. For tens of millions of years, it drifted through geological time completely cut off from North America. No land bridge connected them. And in that isolation, the rules of predation were completely different. The mammals that evolved on this isolated continent were strange, unique creatures found nowhere else on Earth. Giant ground sloths, ancient hoofed animals unlike anything alive today. Strange marsupial-like predators called sparasaurdonts. And above all of them, unchallenged, stood the terror bird. According to the fossil record assembled by paleontologists across Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil, terror birds were consistently the dominant land predators in South America from roughly 62 million years ago all the way through the Miocene epoch, which ended about 5 million years ago. That is an extraordinary run. For context, our own genus, Homo, has only existed for around 2 to 3 million years. The terror bird held the top of the food chain for more than 10 times that span. Scientists estimate, based on leg bone proportions and biomechanical models published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society, that terror birds could run at speeds of around 48 kilometers per hour. That's roughly 30 miles per hour. Some researchers have even suggested short bursts could have pushed beyond that. To put that in perspective, a healthy human sprinting at full effort tops out around 24 to 28 kilometers per hour. A terror bird at a light jog would leave you behind. And they hunted in open landscapes, savannas, grasslands, wide plains, which means there was nowhere to hide. If a terror bird locked onto you, your best hope was to not be there in the first place. What is also fascinating is how differently sized terror birds divided up the landscape. Research from the Royal Society shows that size overlap between coexisting species was rare. Smaller terror birds hunted small prey lizards, small mammals, other birds. Medium-sized species went for slightly larger targets. And the giants at the top went after the biggest animals the continent had to offer. Nature, as always, found a way to make the most of its resources, and the terror bird family evolved into every available niche with startling efficiency. This was not one killer. This was an entire dynasty of killers, stacked from the smallest prey to the largest, covering the continent like a net. Drop a comment right now and tell us if terror birds were still alive today. Which modern animal do you think they would go after first? We genuinely want to know. The answers in our comment section are always something special. But now comes the part of the story that even many fans of prehistoric life do not fully know. Terror birds did not stay in South America. Roughly 5 million years ago, something began to change. The tectonic plates were shifting. Slowly, over millions of years, a narrow strip of land rose from the ocean between North and South America. The Isthmus of Panama. A land bridge was forming, and when it fully connected the two continents around 7 million years ago, something unprecedented happened. Animals from both continents began to cross. Enormous ground sloths and giant armadillos marched north into what is now the United States. And heading south came jaguars, bears, tapirs, and the ancestors of modern horses. This event, scientists call it the Great American Interchange, was one of the most dramatic ecological collisions in the history of this planet. And here is the part that makes the jaw drop. The terror birds crossed north too. One species, Titanes walleri, made it all the way into what is now Texas and Florida. Fossil evidence of Titanes has been found in both states, making it the only known large South American predator to successfully migrate north during the interchange. Think about that. A 10-foot hooked beak predator walking across what is now the American South. According to updated fossil dating, Titanes went extinct in North America around 1.8 million years ago, well before humans arrived. So there was no direct encounter between early humans and this species. But for a time, it walked on American soil, and the land that would one day become the United States had a terror bird problem. Back in South America, however, things were changing in ways the terror birds could not adapt to quickly enough. The mammals that poured south through the land bridge included some of the most sophisticated predators the world had ever produced: saber-toothed cats like Smilodon, large canids, and other carnivores that had spent millions of years competing with one another in North America. These new arrivals brought hunting strategies and physical adaptations that the isolated South American ecosystem had never encountered. The terror birds, which had ruled without serious mammalian competition for tens of millions of years, now faced rivals that were fast, smart, and deeply adapted for the kill. Reports from the fossil record suggest that as these new predators spread, Phorusrhacid diversity began to decline. The last known species of terror bird disappeared from the fossil record around 1.8 to 2.5 million years ago. The dynasty was over. But here is what makes this story resonate. Long after the facts have been absorbed, the terror bird is not just a curiosity from deep time. It is proof of something profound about how life works. When a void opens up, something will always fill it. When the dinosaurs fell, the birds stepped in. Not all birds, not the small, colorful, singing birds we associate with forests today, but a lineage of birds that looked at an empty world and said, "We will be the ones." For over 60 million years, across an entire continent, they were. No other family of birds in the history of Earth came close to matching what the terror birds achieved. They were, in every meaningful sense, the last great dinosaur-style predators, built like theropods, killing like theropods, dominating like theropods, just with feathers and a beak, and an evolutionary story so strange and so magnificent that it still makes scientists stop and stare. Their closest living relatives today are the Siriomas, small, elegant birds found in the grasslands of South America, standing about 80 centimeters tall. If you have ever seen one, you might notice something in the eyes, something in the curve of the beak, something in the way they hold their head high and scan the horizon, a shadow of something older, something much, much bigger. If this story hit you the way we think it did, please share this video with someone who loves natural history, prehistoric animals, or just genuinely incredible stories. They will not regret watching it. And subscribe to Rune Facts if you haven't yet, because every single week we go this deep on the stories that most people never hear. Now, we want to leave you with a question that we genuinely want you to think about and answer in the comments below. If the Isthmus of Panama had never formed, if South America had stayed isolated forever, do you think the terror birds would still be alive today? Would they still be ruling that continent, unchanged, as the unchallenged kings of an island world? Or do you think something else would have eventually risen to challenge them anyway? Tell us what you think. That conversation in the comments is always worth more than the video itself.